Hey, before this video gets started, I'd like to ask you to do me a favor. If you find yourself watching this video, and obviously you have because you can hear this, if you decide for whatever reason to nope out of this video before it finishes, and I mean like well before it finishes, like before the halfway mark or at any point, like you decide like to leave before it's done, do me this favor and leave a comment down below explaining exactly why you're leaving. If it's my voice, if it's the audio, like the audio quality, if it's the co-host voice, if the video is just boring, doesn't matter what it is. Like even if it's like, well, I suddenly had to poop and I had to leave. Like doesn't matter what it is, just tell me what it is down below because I'm trying to boost audience retention. And I feel the only way to really do that is by having the audience tell me what's making them lose retention. So enjoy the show.
Is this how we're starting?
Yeah.
Okay.
So before we get started, do you remember what was happening last time we recorded? When we were playing this, like what was something that was happening? This is a stupid way to ask this question, but it's the way I'm going to ask it because I don't know how else to like bring it up. Take your time, but do remember the people are watching this.
Do you mean the game or do you mean
No,
like current events?
Current events, like what was happening in our world, in my world specifically.
In your world?
Yeah.
A lady told you that her tummy was doing tummy things.
My dad was not doing so.
Oh yeah, that one. That one. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I want to say that I regret to inform you all, but I don't know how many of you care enough for this to be regretful. But the update, like here's. Oh, how do I? Wait a minute. How do I get that? How do I get that coin? Oh, I have to come from another place. Ow. It didn't end well. Like long story super short, it 100% did not end well. Oh wow, that's really what we're doing. They eventually did get him to the hospital. Yeah, they eventually did get him to the hospital, but he ended up on life support by the end of Saturday night. And and Sunday morning they removed him from life support, and then later the evening my father did pass. Really wasn't nothing else to say about it. Like there's not like a conversation. It's not a conversation topic to be had. And by all means, I'm not gonna like make this like I'm not gonna like put it in the no, it's not the topic of the video. It won't be in like the description of the video and it won't be in the like the title. Like, cause by all means, like I find that kind of shit. I find that stuff, and I'm pretty sure most other people find that kind of. Hold on, I'm mute the music real quick. All right. Most other people find that kind of stuff. I'm gonna do this because I haven't yet. Never mind. There's no reason to do it. But yeah, that's what it was. Like I'm not gonna like be one of those hacky ass motherfuckers who's like, oh, sadness in this episode, like just to like bait in people to like fucking watch it. That's retarded. I mean, that's stupid. I mean, I already said it. I ain't gonna
romanticizing your trauma and whatnot.
Yes, a lot of people do, and I understand why they do. But like for me, like it happened Saturday. I mean, it happened Sunday, and it's currently it's almost Thursday.
Mm-hmm. Technically it is Thursday now, but yeah.
For you it is, not for me.
Oh yeah.
But they do have they like those curious like his services will be actually within about 12 hours. for anybody who wants to like find something about this to converse about. I don't intend to go to the funeral, or the homegoing as black people call it. I don't call it that. I call it a funeral. So the funeral is a funeral. Like regardless of like how you word it, that's what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My one of my aunts. I will say that like I ain't gonna say much, and the reason I ain't gonna say much about this is because like as a black person, I feel like the main my main goal is to like try to keep us looking good. But I will say that like for a hot second, like family members were making this whole ordeal way more complicated than it needed to be. Like they really, really were. Like I wasn't really given like the whole like planning his planning stages of the homegoing or whatever they want to call it. Like was like no one asked me if I wanted to be involved in it. Like one of his sisters completely made it her job to take over it, like to like be in charge of it. There was no like, hey, like, do you want me to do this for you? Do you want me to like? There were no questions asked. It doesn't matter what you think the question might be. There wasn't a single solitary question asked. I was 100% like.
Did they like? Did they have his wishes?
No.
Okay, that's wonderful then.
They did what they thought he would want, and my whole thing was
what they thought. Okay, that makes it better.
Yeah, they did what they thought. Like I'm not gonna like again, this isn't uncommon for those curious.
Yeah.
This isn't uncommon across multiple races.
Yeah, I've even seen that sort of thing, like where one person like just completely takes over, and it's like, okay, if that makes you feel better, I guess.
And like for oh shoot. I guess I really need to be in these battles because the game is like you're not strong enough. But God, I hate that. The visual of that Kong, I don't like it. It makes me feel like he's an indentured servant.
Yeah, because he's literally called Chained Kong, and we know that Kongs have like human level intelligence.
At least some of them do. Donkey Kong on the verge is definitely on the verge of being fucking stupid. Hold on. There we go. I accidentally paused the game, the feedback. But no, like she took it on herself to like get it done, and I'm sure there was grief. Here's I'm put it this way: grief makes people act weird, and out of like my desire to like still have to maintain respect for my family, I'm gonna assume that's what it is. That's what it was. But the entire thing to me was very how do I want to word this? The whole thing was very like what's the word? Surreal. There you go. It's all very surreal. Like, and I don't want to put you out.
And given how detached from it you've kind of been, like, it probably doesn't even feel real to a certain degree.
So, like, my dad had 3 sisters. I should move. That's how I feel, dog. That's how, man, look. That's how I feel. But, like, oh, so I can't do that if they all aren't. Okay, all right.
Which only makes sense, I suppose.
Mario's down. Ooh. Mario, pick me up. But no, I wouldn't say I'm detached from it as a whole. I wasn't connected to the whole. The thing I would definitely say I'm like not detached from is the fact that I'm definitely in a state where I'm like acknowledging that I have to deal with his estate, if that makes any sense. Like if that's the right word to use. And like, yeah. And but as far as like the other thing you were just trying to say, like he has 3 sisters, and 2 of them don't live near us, but they did come from out of town to help like take care of this stuff. But he has one sister that lives. I'm gonna put it this way: There's 4 of them. My grandmother had 4. My grandmother and my grandfather had 4 kids together, specifically. They kind of paired off in a way, if that makes any sense. Like personalities-wise, like 2 of them are very similar to each other, and 2 of them are. It's 4, so that's an even split. You get it?
Mm-hmm.
So the one that lived down there where he lived, she felt that. Like she was, she told me today that she felt like she felt like she had gotten, she had come to terms with it. But today they went to view the body. And she said like it wasn't until what? 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 Okay. I was. What was that? What was the Bigfoot? What a sentence.
I mean, unless you're talking about that one episode of Courage, yeah, I'd have come into
That's still a good question. What was the Bigfoot? Well, it wasn't a Bigfoot. It was a Bigfoot. He had a fungus. And the only cure was dog spit. Ugh. But no, like she said, like
episode, but it is gross.
Yeah, like it definitely was a disgusting episode. Like there's not a lot of like really disgusting episodes of like cartoons, but the Fungus Among Us episode of SpongeBob is like I refuse to watch that episode. I don't watch SpongeBob that often anymore, but I refuse to watch that. But no, she said that like when she turned the corner and saw him like laying in the casket, like that was what like she became unglued. She wept because it was the finality of it all. It was like up until that moment, it's like, I don't know, like have you ever been to a funeral? Because I feel like white people don't necessarily do funerals as much as they do weddings. But have you ever been to a funeral?
I've been to every funeral for my family up until I left.
Okay, so you haven't, so you didn't go to your mom's funeral?
No, I did not.
You were, as I am aware, you were not capable. You were not in a position.
No,
to do
I
so.
had the option. I just didn't want to.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So here's the thing. I'm not going to my dad's funeral.
Mm-hmm.
And like, there's a lot of reasons. Like, there's several reasons. But the main reason is I don't want to. That's it. Like,
I mean, because I don't know if we've had that conversation before, right? That I don't view the meat as the person anymore.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like for like, especially in the black culture, we see it as it's like, well, you go out of respect to the dead, and like it's a weird statement to make because they're dead.
Mm-hmm. They don't give a fuck.
Like they don't, and I'm doing this because we haven't done it yet, and I know that there is a special there's a Kaioken for each character, for each set of characters. And like Peach is getting low on HP.
Excuse.
Oh, everybody. When they say everybody, they mean everybody. Party over, pass the shotty. So yeah, like I just don't want to go. And like I said, there are other reasons because it would like I would have had to like I just won't go. Dude, I don't like with my knees. It's like my one of my cousins offered to like if you're choosing not to go because of like your knees or whatever, like we can like get you a wheelchair, and that's a sweet thing to say. But like I am like I'll be fucked if I become somebody's burden the rest of the day. Like I refuse. I'm not to mention every single funeral I have been to up until this point in my life, my father attended with me, and that included Xavier's. And I realize that most of the time, whenever I'm with that side of my family, my dad is kind of there as a buffer. Like, and without him there, I honestly feel like, because like the idea of like I kept thinking about like having to be down there with them and going through his stuff and trying to find like the will and all the other, good God, and find all the other information. Like when I tell you I was anxious, like I felt like I was gonna throw up for an entire night. Like, cause the idea of that like made me so unhappy. Like I just didn't want to be down there with it. And I know it's gonna sound fucked up, but it is what it is. Like they don't understand that like them and I'm so like I see myself as incredibly different from them. The people I hang with, the way I talk, the way I think, the way like I express things, the way I deal with emotions, everything about me is completely different from them.
That's the antithesis, essentially.
Like it, and like as I got older, my dad definitely saw me more as an adult, so he allowed me to have like my opinion and let me express like what is going on. Why is he alive?
Well, he is undead, to be fair.
You know what? Oh, I'm stupid.
Oh my god, that's a little funny.
I was in the middle of a conversation. This thing, what is this? Also, okay, I'm pretty sure everybody else noticed this. Here's the deal. Normally, if you defeat a dry bones in a normal battle, they're still on the stage. Apparently using the cleansing water, he's no longer there. Because normally if you just defeat him in battle, they'll collapse like they do in a regular video, every other Mario game. Okay. So I hadn't thought about that. That's really neat. That's really nifty. I imagine
if you killed him with a star, they probably stayed dead too. But I don't know.
Stompler. No,
his body is a whole other entity.
Yeah, it's Stompiller. Actually, I'm gonna switch out Pete because she has a lot less. He's probably not thinking either. Ugh, seriously? Who wrote these? Who wrote the flavor text? You know what I mean? Like,
I would like to know. Like, yeah, that's what this thing would be saying, right? What else could he possibly be thinking? But again, like, the fact that they aren't respecting your wishes and they're like trying to find, well, what about this and what about this? No is, a complete sentence.
Yeah, sometimes that's what it comes down to. Because like I hope it because it wasn't a matter of like, because I think they were really just trying to make sure, because I don't see these people all that often, and I really hate so they did it. Cool. Oh, it didn't kill him. Oh, what? He was one of those boys. He had a last hurrah. Did you see?
He kamikaze.
Fuck! I wasn't holding the controller. I was taken aback by what I experienced.
Oh, God.
Oh my God. But no, like, again, like, it was like, I think they were just trying to, like, make sure, like, are you not trying to come because of this, that, and the third? Like, basically, because they were like, we don't want you to, like, not go and then, like, kind of regret not having gone. And I was like, oh no, like, I thought about that, like, 100 times over. Because, like, for me, what it turned into was, I thought about it. Like, I kept waiting. After I made the decision to not go, I kept waiting to see, like, get that feeling of FOMO. Like, normally, like, for me, like, what would happen is, like, I'd get afraid. And, like, I'd be, no. Like, I can't, I gotta go. And I almost made the exact same mistake. Like, I did. I don't know if y'all noticed me that. I don't know if y'all noticed that I was doing that. But I almost did it again. I was attacking him all over again. But, like, it just never happened. There was just never this moment of like, no. Like, I gotta go. Like, it was never happened. Even right now, knowing that, like, it'll be like tomorrow and I don't intend to go. Like, I've told every ride that offered that I didn't want to go. I still just don't. Although the funeral home is going to like live stream the event. So if you've ever thought to yourself like, is that a thing people do? Yeah, it is.
I mean, okay. My initial reaction was like, what? But I get that. That's for people who literally can't travel.
Who can't make it. Yeah. And I think it's kind of wild that like that is where we live in the universe now. Like that is the time that we live in. It's like, hey,
in the future.
Like if you have the internet and you have like a way of if you can't make it, like, you know, and I'm gonna try to find some way to record it via the Elgato. So like before I go to bed, I gotta see if that's a thing I can do. Like I know I can. If I can watch live streams like on the on Facebook's like on the through the browser, then yeah, I should do that. Because I'm one of those people. Yeah. I hate everybody.
Well, I still can't believe Mallow just didn't pick up that he was a fucking cloud man. A cloud boy, I suppose.
Well, here's the deal. How was he supposed to figure it out?
You know,
because let's look at it like this. Like truthfully, gosh, Mork. I've been hurt. I feel like. So I got that down now. That. But like. I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh. Riddle me this, Batman. If I just forgot what I was doing. Like clouds are in the sky. In this game, clouds are in the sky.
Yeah.
Mallow has looked up and seen clouds. And I imagine that it really comes down to him, I knew that was gonna happen. I imagine that he just hasn't, when he looks up at the sky and he sees clouds, he doesn't see himself.
That's right.
But at the same time,
also thinking about it.
But at the same time, he could just notice that like the tadpoles and the frogs look absolutely nothing like him.
Yeah, I mean that could just be a Tarzan thing. Just, why would he think otherwise?
How many coins do I have? Not a lot. All right, cool.
Not a whole lot.
Hey there. Cool. So those footsteps were you. For a minute, I thought I was hearing things. I was sitting the toad. You know, honestly, like I realized like he's supposed to be like a fire toad, but it looked like he's just wearing a Rastafarian hat, like one of those big beanies. This place is a regular inferno. Come on, step inside. Come inside. There's come inside. Hey, an R-wing.
Yeah, those are. That's an Easter egg too.
I don't think that's an R-wing actually. That might be an R-wing, because that's the sting. That's Stingray. I think that's Stingray, but that's the Blue Falcon for sure. I think that's the Blue Falcon. Is that the name of his? Okay.
Those are all. You got them all right. It was down in my notes.
Oh, cool. Welcome to the armor shop. Want to buy some armor? Come buy some armor.
Just a bunch of stuff. Which I don't think you have enough money to get everything, so whoever you want to use the most.
We'll probably have to like dress up Mario for sure.
because I think there's new weapons too.
So I'm gonna do Mario for sure, and probably Peach. Like it's not as useful for him. Okay. And Malo, because I have Malo out a lot, and like he's just kind of a weak little. Oh hey, I made it on top of these. Cool. I'm gonna stop here. I'm gonna stop the episode here. But yeah, but I did see my pops in the casket, like after he was made up after his body was processed. He had lost a lot of weight, not a lot of weight, but he had lost enough weight that it was noticeable. And for a fat guy, like he was, he was a big dude, but he wasn't nearly as big as I am. Which I ain't got no qualms with that. I'm fatter than most people, which isn't true, but I'm pretty goddamn big. And but he had lost like a decent amount of weight. Enough to where his like the only suit he owned was baggy on him, and it was visibly baggy. But before I leave, I just want you all to know something. My father had went in like last Tuesday, not like this past Tuesday, but last week. He went in for an outpatient cardiac procedure. They decided that he needed more than what they had planned, to say like the situation was worse than they thought it was, and they decided to schedule him for open heart surgery. And this is not like I'm telling y'all this for legal reasons. I'm saying this as a legal disclaimer. I was not there. I can only tell you all what I've been told by the guy who gave him a ride to the doctor's appointments. That's all I can tell you. That dude could have misremembered it. Like this information has been passed down from at least one other person. So it went from that guy to somebody else to me. They decided the situation was worse than they thought, and they wanted him to have open heart surgery. You might be wondering, like, so what happened? They sent him home, and they just told him to come back tomorrow. He wasn't at a hospital that was near his house. It was a decent ride away. Like, it was in another city. Completely. They merely told him to come back tomorrow. And he told them that he didn't have a ride. He wouldn't have a ride because he couldn't drive himself because his eyes. Well, one, he was going to be sedated. And if you've ever been into a hospital where you're going to get surgery, if they're going to sedate you in any capacity, they tell you that you cannot drive yourself. If you drive yourself, they will not do the operation. And if you're wondering to yourself, well, why is that? You're the reason they make those decisions for us. But yeah, they when he told them that he wouldn't have a ride, they was like, well, we can just reschedule it. And honestly, like, had the right somebody been there with him, like, had my aunt, the one who like kind of took over the funeral thing, had she been there, she'd just went back inside and been like, well, that's stupid. We're not going to do that. Like, that is ridiculous. If y'all think that like he needs like clearly the smart thing to do would have been to admit him to the hospital. Yeah. Common sense, right? But that ain't what they did.
Given the situation, yeah.
Yeah, but that ain't what they did. And now we're putting him in the ground tomorrow. So you can like, again, for legal reasons, I'm
from that what you
say
extrapolate what you want from that.
Yeah. So by all means, like for legal reasons, I can't even say like what doctor or what hospital or what town it was. Well, I can say what town it was, but I'm not gonna. Again, legal reasons. But if that makes you angry, trust me, I'm 100 miles ahead of you. Until next time, get out.